Right, in this video I'm going to be showing you how I actually do my tracks. Now I know I've done a tutorial which is like part 1, part 2, and I'm yet to do a part 3, but this is just me building a track. You know, it's completely unscripted. I'm likely going to make mistakes, I'm likely going to put stuff down that's out of key. I'm going to be playing and pausing stuff a lot because that's how I listen for things in and out of key. I will play bits of the track, not fully because it's on SoundCloud as a demo, and I've literally only done 30 seconds. Done an intro like this, and then there's a drop into the first bass sequence, and then a drop with the Peller. I'm gonna have the Peller like cut quite a bit during this video, so YouTube doesn't have a massive go at me. So obviously you know what it is, and bring loops in. Bring percussion in about it here. This is the melody. It's a dead cheap melody. It's just built off the like the key of the track. Like I've just followed the bass notes and just it's the original melody for Rihanna Umbrella, but done with a club head dink. This one. Oh, it's not playing because of the filter. That with a few like reverb as a filter, been messed with on the EQ delay, more reverb. So this is what it sounds like. So it's essentially the melody. What it was, it started out like this. Let me put these keys down an octave so you can hear it. And then certain notes I brought an octave higher just because it adds something to it. I heard a song by Ash Mirrelson did, well, him and Keenan Redux did The Middle, and the dinky melody was just all over the place. Like some bits of it were an octave below and it sounded so good, so I just thought this would work. The difference between this bass here and this one here is there's a low synth in the background which you might be able to hear. The bass is comprised of 3 notes, so it's obviously this one, this one, which is from a UK bounce pack. That's Karja. This is something Keenan sent me ages ago. This is. I've added this because it's just a nice long square, so it's loads of low end, which is actually feel. This is just like a Spanish bass that's been cut from a track. That's why you can hear loads of high end on it. Needs to be compressed. I'll mess with on the EQ, and then there's obviously this one, which is from the UK bounce pack again. So there's loads of low end. I'll put them two together. Very Alan Aztec, very Darbo, and then you've got this tiny bit of a Spanish flick just to add some personality to the bass and not make it sound like every other bass. And the clicks, what you can hear, are on this one here. So if I bring it up, you can see the little clicks. I don't know if you want to call them clicks. They're just like half notes and quarter notes and stuff to make it sound a bit Spanish, if anything. Excuse me, I used to be a big fan of all this Spanish click thing, but anyway, I'm up to about here. Now it's going to drop into pads, and now I've already got a project here before. I don't know what project this is, but look at it, it's smashed up to bits. It's not even a project. So after this, I want the breakdown, and my breakdown, I'm going to do it with an acapella like this. I'm likely going to do loads of strings, so 4, 8, 16 bars of strings, and I'll bring the Peller in after the 16th bar. And then 16 bars of strings and melody as a bit of a build-up, because I personally think that strings and the melody, it adds a bit of an effect in the sense that if you're listening to it live in a club, it adds suspense, and then from here onwards, from the 97th bar onwards, I'll have a 16 bar build-up with no acapella, well, maybe with a Peller in the background. We'll see what the Peller sounds like. So I'm going to cheat a bit here. These are the pads that I've got. some nice low strings. The simplest thing to do to get pads is take your bass, and then literally just drop it here. Just make sure that it lines up, otherwise they'll overlap, and sometimes FL can like stop playing notes because they're overlapping. So drop them in. So how deep's this? Right, I don't want them that high, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop it an octave below. Perfect. So it's going to drop to this. This is some stupid string from an old track of mine, so it's the same plugin. I'm just going to bring it an octave higher, and then you're going to have the low, which I'm going to rename this to low strings. Bloody paint it blue, and then this one I'll call like mid strings. So it sounds like this when it drops. I've got a reverse short sweep, a crash, which I've been using all the way through the track. The classic reverb kick. Don't know whose reverb kick that is, whether it's Fitzy or OCB's, or it says Vengeance 3, but you hear that all the time in MJ and Greeny tracks. A sweep from a Vengeance pack, sweep from a Kashmir pack, an FX like wind effect from I think Alan Aztec. And then a crowd excuse me again, crowd effect, which is just a classic bounce track crowd effect. And then I'm going to drop from the low strings to the low and mid together, and it sounds like this. It's dead subtle, but it's a breakdown, so it's the point of the track where everybody sort of stops dancing and regains the breath, goes to the bar, whatever. So here I've got... Right, I know what I know what this track was before I opened it, because all I do with my projects, I just open up a project of which has got loads of samples in, and it's already got a bass and whatnot, and everything's already been EQ'd, and I'll just change it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to copy my melody, I'm going to play it with this obvious piano. Sounds like the grand piano. Yeah, Nexus grand piano with a bit of reverb, a bit of delay, just to hear what it sounds like. I'm going to knock it an octave up, and I think I'm going to get rid of a load of the notes. So, like I said, this isn't planned, this is just trial and error. I'll spend a couple of hours doing the track. Sometimes I can spend days, sometimes I can spend 20 minutes if I've already got a project in place. So it's not going to sound amazing, and I'm going to add and take away keys, but at least you can see how I build my tracks, because a lot of people say to me, how'd you do this, how'd you do that, where'd you get this from, where'd you get that from? I like that. Excuse me. I think that'll work. So, what I'm not sure is why it's to here. There we go. Cut it off for some reason. So what part of the pedal are we up to here?
Things will never come in between us. When the sun shines, we'll shine together.
Right, that's fine, because then it... No, right, so I need to crop it to about here.
When the sun shines, we'll shine together.
So I need the word because. Or I might cut it off. Right, let's play everything together just so I can line everything up without the piano, and then I'll listen by ear and see when it comes in.
Because when the sun shines,
Needs to go back a little bit.
because when the sun shines, we'll shine together. Told you I'll be here.
A little bit more.
Because when the sun shines, we'll shine together. Told you I'll be here forever. Said I'll always be friends. Took an oath, I'ma stick it out to the end.
Right, and I need to put the piano over the top of it, otherwise it'll sound naff. So.
When the sunshine will shine together, told you I'll be here forever. Said I'll always be your friend, took an oath I'ma stick it out to the end. Now that it's raining more than ever, know that we'll still have each other. You can stand under my umbrella, you can stand under my umbrella. Under my umbrella, under my umbrella, under my.
Right, at that point, the Pella starts to get a little bit like it's not been tempoed properly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it here and then just shift it forwards ever so slightly, and then play it.
When the sunshine will shine umbrella, under my umbrella, under my umbrella, under my umbrella.
Right, so I need to cut this bit here. Get rid of the Pella here. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to start a build up. And then that's like 48 bars worth of build up then. Sorry, with a breakdown. For some reason there's an air raid siren here. Gonna get rid of that. Gonna get rid of them low strings. Gonna get rid of everything. Put this here. Oh, done that a bit too far forward. That should be like this. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have the rim shot with the Dinky melody in the background. Like this. If I take this here and paste it here, you'll know what I mean. But there's not a lot going on there, so I need to add something to it basically. So a lot of crashes, a lot of snares. You'll know what I mean. You'll watch me add it. So I'm going to shut up now, add some bits to it, and you'll see what I mean. So what I'm doing here, I'm just filtering in the bass. Okay, then it's time for snares, melody, everything. Big drop. So I'm gonna bring some snares in. I'm gonna bring these ones in. And I've actually got a snares. Here we go. A sequence here. So now I know it's you know 16 bars, 16 bars, 16 bars, and then 8. But it doesn't really matter because it's a breakdown. If it was like the end of the track, it would be a little bit more difficult to mix, but we don't really care. If it's just a breakdown, don't really matter, does it? Because the track's about to drop and people are just waiting for the drop. So I'm going to copy the vocals from the beginning because I know they're in time. Excuse me. Don't worry, I've not got COVID. Right, ring across this. This has been filtered in, but let's see. Oh, something doesn't sound right. Hang on. There we go. Yeah, that seems a little bit too long. Let me just do 8 bars for the build-up. And I also want to get rid of the rim shot. I want to add this. More crowd effects. Just because it adds atmosphere. Right, let's see what that sounds like. And then need a kickback. That sounds absolutely horrendous. I need to do something with it, so it's missing something. If I drop the loops, percussion's in. Well, I always do mine loops to get like mid-end percussion, and then I drop a hi-hat over the top. I need to do something with the riff because it sounds naff. Maybe filter it out just to create suspense, see what this sounds like. Right, so 1, 2, 4 crashes, a few more, and then in order to make it a little bit of a bigger drop, I'm going to take this air horn and drop that there. I'm going to bring the Hoover woo, the Clubhead's woo, which is this, but pitched up a lot, and I've had the end cut off, drop that there. But in order to build a little bit of suspense, I'm going to have the woo come in here, like this. But I need to put some kicks behind the crashes, otherwise it won't do anything. You'll know what I mean when I play it. No, I want to get rid of the Pella. Right, so let me just listen to it and see if I can hear anything that needs to be added. Right, I normally do stuff with my kicks, so I'll do it and you'll know what I mean. this. Let me try it like this with just the kick and the Pella. Sounds better with the bass in the background. Right, let's try that again. Like. Right, I just need to, excuse me, need to change the bass because that bass hasn't got the synth in the background, whereas this one here does. Something didn't sound right then. What the hell is that noise? Is it this? Oh yeah, it's that. What the hell is that? I don't even remember putting that in the track. Let me replace it with this. Yeah, that sounds a lot better. What the hell was that? That Pella needs to be moved forwards ever so slightly, this one here.
You can stand under my umbrella. You can stand under my umbrella. Under my umbrella. Under my umbrella. Under my umbrella.
Let me listen to it move forwards a touch.
Under my umbrella. Under my umbrella. Under my umbrella.
I don't think that's right. That sounds right. So, last 8 bars. Something's missing, and it's a kick over the crashes, I think. Something's missing here on these 8 bars. It just sounds a bit plain and quiet. Maybe I'm going to put the mid strings in and see what it sounds like. No, I don't think it's that. I think I'm going to take the horn and try the horn here. No, I know what's missing. It's the long Hoover woo to add like tension. What's the last bit of the Pella here? I want to do something with the umbrella a cappella. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the Ella, Ella, Ella bit and I'm just going to loop that all the way down. You'll know what I mean when I do it, but I'm going to do it down here. They're overlapping. Let me... Ah, I know what to do. I'm going to take the end bit. This, right, let me... Ah, this is this can sound good. Right, let me put this here. This might sound really good, it might sound really bad, but let's experiment. For some reason it sounds off. Why? I have no idea. I need to move it over the bass, so like this. Something sounds off. Let me try the last bit. Right, that'll do. So I need to take this. Oh god, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I just spent ages cutting it all up. And now I'm going to have to do it again. Right, so it's this last bit where it goes up a tiny bit on the pitch. And I want this where the where the bass would be, so it'll sound like this. Perfect, like that, but I think I might filter it out. And then where it says Ella, I might keep that Ella bit going for ages, sorry. Played it then. I know it sounds rough, but I'm going to like mess with the actual stretch and make it perfect. You'll know what I mean when you when I do it now. You can literally watch me do it. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this, I'm going to create an automation clip that long. I'm going to go to the volume, create automation clip, I'm going to zoom in, I'm going to copy this figure here, copy the value, drag it forward, add another value. I'm going to bring this back here, paste this here like this, bring this down, and then go back to the start. Right, so this is what it sounds like. It should fade out in theory and then come back up to whatever percentage it was down here. Right, that'll do. I'm not really that bothered about making it dead refined. I just want to give you an example of what I'm thinking. And then I want the Ella bit to last here. Where's the last bit where she says Ella? So over here she says umbrella quite a bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the Ella bit, you'll know what I mean when I crop it down, and I'm going to loop it out again.
Ella, 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 you can stand under my umbrella. Ella, 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 you can stand under my umbrella. Ella, Ella, Ella.
No, I need this bit.
Ella, you can stand.
Actually, let me see if it works like this. No, it doesn't, so I need this bit. I need the bigger part of the waveform. Oh god, that doesn't work. Right, that one there. Okay, let me mess with this just to make it perfect. Why is it not letting me do that? Let me just bring this down. Oh, because it's longer than the sample, that makes sense, right? It's longer than the waveform. So I'm going to take this, paintbrush tool it all across like this. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Right, and I'm going to highlight it all and mess about with the Pella live. I'm going to keep replaying it and unplaying it. Right, I know it sounds annoying, but I need to put this over the top of it to fade it out, so it'll sound like this. Although I could have the A bit, because she goes Ella, Ella, A, but I just don't want to complicate things now. So this is what the drop sounds like. I'm going to put this little filter over the bass here to see what that sounds like. Doesn't sound that good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this blue bit here. You'll know what I mean. This is like a deeper bit of the melody. It's hard to explain, but you'll know what I mean when I play it. If I put that over the top of the drop, like such, like this, you'll know what I mean when I play them together. I'm going to crop that and have this here instead, so it goes high, low, high, but then it's going to go low here, so it'll sound like this. Need to put two of these here. What the hell? There we go, right. Put these two, and then I'm going to stop for this video because it's getting long enough. At least it gives you a bit of an idea as to like how I think about things and how I do things. I'm going to cut the kick, cut the bass here, put another crash there, and then another crash here, so it sounds like this. Cut the loop as well, and the hi-hat. But I'm going to put a kick in a weird place. I'm going to put a kick like here. Crop this down so there's not too much crashes going on. 1, 2. That crash is too big. And there's a cowbell over the top of it as well, so let's see what that sounds like. I want a cheap scratch fill here like this. No, that one. Perfect, that's well cheesy. Right, just replay the drop so I can listen, see if I need to change anything. Gonna put some snares over this bit as well, but not that loud. I'm gonna put them ones there instead. I'm gonna put the horn there as well. No, actually I don't want two horns that close to each other. and that's for the next bit, the bouncy bit. That's for the next part of the video. I know I didn't talk a lot, but I hope you learnt something, because this is just how I think, and in the space of, what, 30 minutes, I've added all this to my track. Fair enough, the building blocks are already here, and it's just a little bit of copy and pasting and a little bit of creativity, if you want to use that word. But it's so cheap. It's literally strings that follow the bass, you know, and then higher an octave, and then a copy of the melody, but on a piano. You know, it's very easy to make a track, and then what I'll do, I'll build the track, build the bare bones of it, make it up to about 5.5, 6 minutes. You don't want something too long, people get bored. Unless you've got like a hard bass bit, a Spanish bit, a bouncy bit, a dinky bit, a bit with a melody. And then what I'll do, I'll revisit it. So I'll change like the string plugin from Nexus to Silent, pick a different one, and I'll change the piano, and I'll change everything. I'll change the sweep, I'll change the kicks. Then before you know it, my songs sort of all sound the same, but they don't all sound the same, if that makes sense. You can tell it's like my signature track, because it's always going to have my kick, always going to have my loop, my style of dinky melody, my air horn and effects and whatnot, but the basses are always different. If you listen to my tracks, you might hear any two tracks on SoundCloud that are quite close together, like released within a week or two apart, or a month apart even. It's got the same bass, because the bass works with the Peller and the melody. And I'll just save this project, and then I'll open up I'll open up this project, add a different acapella, delete the Umbrella acapella, and then use everything, because it's already there. It just saves you doing everything from scratch, and then you change things bit by bit, which is why my intros are always the same length, build-ups are always the same length. And then it's just an easy way of producing. If you're not going to put your track on a record label and you're just making your tracks for the handful of people that listen to you on YouTube and whatnot, then you don't need to make it like a clubbed records production, or it doesn't need to have like an Acceleration Digital theme to it. Just make what you want to make. Those are the type of people who I'm hoping are watching these videos. People that have just downloaded FL Studio and they don't know what goes through the mind of a bounce producer. This is just like a little snippet. I can spend hours, weeks, or sometimes I can just spend 30 minutes. There's a lot of my tracks on SoundCloud that are just literally 30 seconds long, because I've opened FL, put a Peller in it, excuse me, made a half a minute of a track, saved it, and then never visited it again. Like I've got God is a Woman UK version, that's a full track. Umbrella is me messing about with the melody, so I was building it in there. Make Love Not War is a full track. I'm Blue, that's been there forever. Free From Desire, Fit to Remake, that's only a 30-second track. Put Your Hands Up for Destroyer, that's a 30-second track. Only Me, 1 minute. God is a Woman, that's different. Baradenza, that's a minute long, because I'm just messing about and happen to put them on SoundCloud. Some of the tracks like this, they will be full 4, 5, 6 minute tracks, but you just got to spend some time doing it. So I hope you took something away, and I promise, unlike my promise made in the last tutorial that I did, I will actually make another part to this, maybe with a different track, even if it's just a breakdown, like going through the strings and going through the melody and going through the bass and everything of one of my tracks. I know I liked watching people do that 6-7 years ago when I first started messing about with FL Studio, so I hope somebody else enjoys watching this.